Welcome back to ESPR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall, just here to react to the quite surprising news, to be honest, that it looks like Chris Eubank Jr. is now the favourite to face Saul Canelo Alvarez, likely in September. Yeah, he's looking like he's going to land the big Canelo showdown, as first reported yesterday by Salvador Rodriguez of ESPN on Twitter. And as I say, it's highly surprising news. This is developing, as you know, over the past few days, the past week or so. The word was that it was either Edgar Berlanga or Jamal Charlo that Canelo was looking to fight, that he was in discussions with. Um, and then out of nowhere, really, it seems that Chris Eubank Jr. has come to the forefront and looks like he's going to be the one to face off with Canelo. Yeah, surprising news. In terms of the fight itself, just to kind of give my reaction to it, you can't help but unfortunately, without being sounding too negative, say that it's highly underwhelming. It really is an underwhelming choice. You know, the other names mentioned, Edgar Berlanga or Jamal Charlo, to be honest, not anyone's ideal choices either. You know, there's the one name that people want Canelo to face. You know, I think worldwide boxing fans, if it's not David Benavidez, people are disappointed by the choices that Canelo makes these days. You know, Benavidez seen as the biggest threat to him at 168. But in terms of, if we're talking about Eubank Jr., Berlanga, or Jamal Charlo, I think you'd say that Edgar Berlanga, even though a lot of people aren't sold on Edgar Berlanga, you'd have to make him a bigger threat to Canelo due to youth, size, power. Yeah, and just, I suppose, being a natural super middleweight, as opposed to Eubank, who, although he has competed at super middleweight before, hasn't been there in a number of years now. You know, really a natural 160 pounder. Um, and was even recently stopped by Liam Smith. You know, smaller man, not a huge puncher. So yeah, it's an underwhelming choice, even though I do like Chris Eubank Jr. I've said on videos before, I think he's really fun to watch for all his shortcomings which have been exposed in the past. You know, he's not too kind of he has his technical kind of flaws, should I say, that have been exposed, but I think his volume punching, his engine, you know, his kind of, yeah, just non-stop kind of come forward, pressure fighting, his chin and his kind of charisma makes him a fascinating watch. You know, he's real Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. And I love him, to be honest. I think he's a great watch. He is entertaining, but in terms of a Canelo opponent, he shouldn't be fighting Canelo. Without sounding too harsh to say that, you know, even as much as I like him, he shouldn't be in a ring with Canelo, you know, due to size, uh, inactivity levels. You know, Canelo is multiple levels above Chris Eubank Jr. Even at this stage of the game. You know, Canelo probably is past his best, has seen better days, but he hasn't kind of slowed down to the level that Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be getting a scalp. You know, he still deal with Chris Eubank Jr. comfortably. And show those levels, you know, show why it's an absolute elite fighter against a very good slash world class maybe fighter, you know. Um, Chris Eubank Jr. has held versions of a world title before, but he's never reached that stage where he should be kind of troubling Canelo at all, really. As I mentioned, he has attributes that could cause problems early, particularly early if Canelo kind of starts slowly enough, as he's been known to do, while he's kind of processing what's in front of him. You know, he has that engine, he has the volume punching, the maybe the kind of unpredictability of his shots, you know, the multiple uppercuts, the lead uppercuts, the jump, the leap and kind of hooks that could catch Canelo off guard early, and the speed, he's quick, but Canelo will adjust to him. will kind of we'll figure him out and we'll prove why he's just so far ahead of Chris Eubank Jr. So yeah, it's really underwhelming as I said, as opposed to the other names that were in the running, Edgar Berlanga and Jamal Charlo. Even though I'm I've no real motivation to see him fight Edgar Berlanga, and I've even less motivation to see him fight Jamal Charlo. Um, I think well, Berlanga is a better fight than Eubank Jr. For the points I mentioned, size, power, youth. Uh, but Jamal Charlo, to be honest, I think Eubank could possibly be a better fight than Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo for me is totally wasted his career. Canelo versus Jamal Charlo and Charlo's prime is an intriguing fight due to the kind of technical ability, the sharpness of Charlo and the power, but Charlo's just totally wasted himself over these past 2 years being inactive. So I think, Charlo would be probably my bottom list of the three, as crazy as it is to say. But yeah, it's still an underwhelming choice that it looks like it's going to be Chris Eubank to fight Canelo in September, ahead of Edgar Berlanga and Jamal Charlo. The real intriguing factor of this for me when I first seen the fight was in discussions, and the favorite to take place was, will this take place in the UK? I think it's a great opportunity now for Canelo to do what he said he wants to do for a long time and come and fight in the UK, whether that be a stadium, or whether that be the O2 Arena, just to see what kind of appetite is there for Canelo in the UK with the UK boxing audience. I think there will be huge appetite to see him. Canelo Eubank Jr. 100% sells out the O2 Arena, and I think it could do very, very well in a stadium. Or not necessarily Wembley Stadium, maybe not that big. For Eubank to kind of share a ring with Canelo and sell that out or do well, but a smaller stadium, who knows? Maybe Tottenham, maybe who knows, the Emirates. I know I'm just throwing kind of big stadium names out there, but I think it could do well in a stadium uh, of quite smaller, smaller stature than Wembley. But yeah, if this is in the UK, I think it would be very, very intriguing to see that. I think Canelo, he's done pretty much everything now apart from fighting the UK. And of course, he said he's wanted to fight there. So this could be the perfect opportunity. So hopefully, that's an opportunity for UK fight fans to see Canelo in the flesh, or maybe it'll be in Saudi Arabia. Who knows? As part of a Riyadh season card. So yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on the just reacting to the news that Chris Eubank Jr. looks like he's the front runner to face Saul Canelo Alvarez next. Of course, Eubank Jr. himself, it'll be probably over a year by the time we next see him in that Canelo fight. If it is in September. Last time out, he fought last September of 2023, where he comfortably beat Liam Smith to avenge his loss from the first fight in the rematch. So yeah, inactivity is not going to help his cause here either against Canelo, especially at his age. Um, and then jumping straight back in with somebody like Canelo from fighting Liam Smith over a year out. So yeah, I think that's my general thoughts on it. I like Eubank. I think he's a fascinating watch. He's exciting to watch, but absolute levels above is Canelo Alvarez. He really is, and he proved last time out that he's not as washed or as shot or whatever word you want to use when he beat Jaime Munguia in May. He looked excellent in what was supposed to be a real challenging fight for him. I was fascinated to see that. Canelo Munguia had the size and the power, the raw power and aggressiveness to supposedly trouble Canelo, but couldn't really get near him. Canelo proving that he's still the kingpin at 168 against the young unbeaten bull Munguia. And I think unless he's drastically slowed down, Eubank won't be beating him. He just won't get near him. To be honest, I hate to write Chris Eubank Jr. off so much, but it's just how it is. And yeah, as I say, unless it's David Benavidez fighting Canelo next, I think fans are going to be disappointed with any choice that's not named David Benavidez. Personally, there's a lot of talk, is he ducking him? I don't think Canelo would ever, you know, duck or be scared of fighting anybody. I just think, does he need to fight David Benavidez? No, I don't think so. I think his legacy has earned him the right not to have David Benavidez on his resume. But in the court of public opinion, I think it will hurt him in the long run if he doesn't fight. Not only if he doesn't fight David Benavidez, but also if he keeps picking opponents of this caliber, the Eubank Jr. or even a Berlanga or an inactive Jamal Charlo. It's gonna harm his kind of his reputation in the public eye, as crazy as it sounds, after all he's achieved. So hopefully if he gets past Eubank Jr., we see that fight soon. The David Benavidez fight, it's a class fight. It really is. Yeah. So hopefully we see that. Just fascinating. Of course, Benavidez up at light heavyweight now, but I'm sure he'd come back down for the big one against Canelo. So yeah, that's all we have time for. So that's just my quick reaction to the news that very surprisingly broke yesterday, that Chris Eubank Jr. looks like he's in the front runner to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez next, likely in September, whether it be in the UK, who knows, Saudi Arabia, even Las Vegas. Who knows? But yeah, it looks like Eubank is in the driving seat to land the biggest fight of his career against Saul Canelo Alvarez. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. What do you think of the fight, especially compared to the likes of Berlanga and Charlo? Can Eubank trouble Canelo, or do you agree with me? And that's just it's a bit of a mismatch in the long run. Will Canelo stop him, or will he win on points? Or can Eubank upset the odds? I think Canelo wins on points. I think Eubank is durable enough to see it out, but I think Canelo wins widely on points. So, yeah, let me know. Do you agree? And of course, don't forget, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on all social media, and also don't forget, we're now on Spotify. So, you can for the for the Spotify listeners, you can catch up on all our reviews, previews, interviews, all that stuff. So don't forget to give us a download on there and a like on there and help us kind of climb that ladder as well. So yeah, thanks a lot and take care.